Hi everyone, this is Miss Ann here at the Warminster Township Free Library, and welcome back to another one of our book talks. Today we're going to be looking at The Graveyard Riddle by Lisa Thompson, a brand new book that was recently added to our collection within the last month. So I'm going to read a little bit from the book, just about a page, and then I'll kind of go over what it's all about. So here we go. I hurried down the alleyway and into the graveyard. I was walking so fast that Frankie was struggling to keep up. So I picked him up and tucked him under my arm. I went past the horse chestnut tree and the water tap and headed to the overgrown area with the crumbling wall. I slowed down as I stumbled through the weeds. A stinging nettle brushed against my knee, and that was when my tears began to fall. I climbed over the pile of bricks and stopped. The plagued house stood still and silent in front of me. Now that I knew what it was, it looked spookier than ever. I wiped my cheek with the back of my hand and walked up to the door. I reread the sign across the doorframe and shivered. Lord, have mercy upon us. I checked for a painted cross on the door, but there wasn't anything there. The door had probably been changed many times since the days of the plague. It was still open, and I squeezed through the small gap and into the first room. My eyes adjusted to the dim light, and I put Frankie down. I listened for any creaking noises coming from upstairs, but all I could hear was the buzzing of a bee going past the window and the caw of a distant crow. I took a few deep breaths and wiped the rest of my tears away. I looked around the room. There was a big crack running down one of the walls. It was so deep I could fit the tips of my fingers into the gap. I walked through to the back room. It was a bit brighter today, and a yellow sunbeam stretched across the room through a low window. Tiny specks of dust danced in the shaft of light. I looked around me, imagined the poor plague victims all huddled together. I was glad Frankie was with me. I let go of his leash, and he wandered around the room. He went to a corner, and I could hear him snuffling and sniffing. He'd found something. So ultimately, to really boil this down, it's a mystery with an abandoned house. The main character, her name is Melody Bird, and she has discovered this old abandoned house on the outskirts of this graveyard, and hiding inside is a mysterious boy named Hal. Now, Hal tells Melody that he is a spy in training and is using the house as his undercover operation to surveillance known criminals in the area. Now, Melody's friends, Matthew and Jake, find Hal's story very far-fetched. They're a little skeptical and decide to turn the tables and spy on him. With strange graveyard riddles, kind of like the name, and secrets abound, maybe Hal is the biggest mystery of all. So this is a companion to Thompson, the author, her other book, Goldfish Boy, and ultimately it's an intriguing mystery with friendship and trust at its core. So if any of that sounded interesting to you, you can check out The Graveyard Riddle here at the Warminster Township Free Library.